boots in the mud. Yeah. 4-9, Glass City Blues. Boots in the mud, yeah. Step on the glass, catching that wildlife. Toledo, where we at? Got my boots in the mud, boots in the mud. Stepping on glass. We came from the flood, catching walleye down by the river. Toledo soul, man, it don't get no realer, Yeah. I stomp in the dirt, Glass City on my shirt, 419 on the grind, putting soul in the work. From the bay to the block, you can hear that sound. Toledo in the blood, roots deep in the ground. Yeah, I walk with a broken glass, cut through the pain, but we stronger than the struggle. Sunshine through rain, river rolling, got the walleye on the line. Every hook, every cast, yeah, the city still shine. Got my boots in the mud, stepping on glass. We came from the flood, catching walleye down by the river. Toledo soul, man, it don't get no realer, Clap, 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 stomp, stomp, let the beat ride slow. Glass City Blues with a hip-hop flow. From the east side, hustle to the west side. Pride, we the heart of the 419, won't hide. See the sparks from the glass, shine in the street. Hear the boots in the mud, feel the bass in the beat. Catch a fish, say a prayer, let the river remind. It's the soul of Toledo, keep the step in time. Oh, down by the water. Glass cuts deep, but it makes us stronger. Boots too heavy, but we still keep stepping. 419, yeah, that's the only direction. Got my boots in the mud, stepping on glass. We came from the flood, catching walleye down by the river. Toledo soul, man, it don't get no realer, no. Boots in the mud, stepping on glass, catching that walleye. Toledo soul, it don't get no realer, Boots in the mud.
Long days, hard nights, world moving too fast. Bills on the table, still chasing the past. I've had my doubts, I've had my fears, but every time I look at you, they disappear.
I've seen storms, felt pain, learned how to be strong. Tried doing life all on my own, but you came in when my smile was gone. Turned my broken days into a favorite song.
When everything around me's falling apart,
You remind me who I am. And when the weight of life gets heavy on your heart, I'll always take your hand.
you're the reason I still believe in love. You're the reason I don't give up when the world gets cold. We're enough, yeah. You're the reason I still smile through the pain. You're the sunshine after the rain. If happiness had a name, it'd be yours, yeah. You're the reason.
I don't need much, don't need it all, just you beside me. When I fall, every dream feels closer now, 'cause you remind me what this life's about.
They say love fades, feelings change, but what we got ain't fragile, babe. Through every high and low we face, I choose still fight for it.
In every flaw you see me.
You love me honestly.
Ain't perfect, but it's real. That's the kind of love you feel.
If I'm standing tall today, it's 'cause you didn't walk away. You're the reason we're still happy inside, still laughing, still trying, still choosing love every time, yeah. Your reason through the seasons, through the years, through the doubts, through the tears. As long as you're right here,
I know why. You're the reason
why love feels like
like home.
golden sun, we were running free, chasing dreams underneath the trees. Voices laughing, echoes in the night, streetlights shining, everything felt right. No tomorrow weighing on our minds. Every moment was a treasure in time. Life was simple, love was near. All those memories feel so clear. If I could go back just one more day, back to the park where the children play. No worries, no fears, just joy in the air. The world was ours, we didn't care. If I could turn back, let me stay. Oh, just give me one more day. Swing sets creaking to the summer song. Every heartbeat where we all belong. Pavement games, hopscotch on the ground. Every corner held the magic we found. Now the years move faster than the rain, but in my soul I still feel the same. Take me back where love was true, to the moments when the skies were blue. If I could go back just one more day, back to the park where the children play. No worries, no fears, just joy in the air. The world was ours, we didn't care. If I could turn back, let me stay. Oh, just give me one more day. Time keeps moving on, but my heart still sings that song of laughter in the summer breeze. All those days meant everything. If I could go back just one more day, back to the park where the children play. No worries, no fears, just joy in the air. The world was ours, we didn't care. If I could turn back, let me stay. Oh, just give me one more day. One more day. Take me back, just one more day.
The Rise and Grind Morning Show is on. 419 The Grind.
Good morning, Toledo, Ohio. Ooh, what is that? Oh, I'm down. Okay. Oh,
Oops.
Oops. Good morning, Toledo, Ohio. Welcome to the 419 Rise and Grind Morning Show. It's your host, your boy, Shawn Juan, in the studio with the Dr. Ladale.
Good morning, Toledo. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up. That's what you need to do. Wake up. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the studio with the producer of the 419 Rise and Grind Morning Show, the producer of the Check-In Podcast theme song, the producer of the One Creative Cutie Discussions.
Creative Cutie discussion.
Creative Cutie?
One Creative Cutie is the LLC. It's all, you'll get used to it.
Listen. There's a person we don't want to get started today. But Jesse Coleman, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, Livonia, Michigan.
Okay, that's good.
Right,
Yeah, that's
They
good.
close,
That's
they
good.
close.
That's close. Right. That's right there. It's just one person we don't want to get started in the chat this morning.
Right.
Yeah, because he'll break all that down, the LLC, and you got the conference, and he'll get started. He'll get started.
Hey,
He listening.
well, you gotta do the work. We gotta get some work done.
Yeah, you gotta get some work done.
Yeah.
Good morning, Toledo, Ohio. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hope all is well. As I will always say, the good Lord was willing, the creek didn't rise. That if you are watching this show, you are blessed by the best, and you are highly favored. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a lot going on in our community when it comes to our youth. And again, this morning on I-280, some juveniles stole a car. And they caught one, but the other one is still on the loose.
What?
Yeah, so it's really crazy, ladies and gentlemen, that our youth are just out of control. They are out of control, and I always teach and preach accountability. And so if we're not holding our youth accountable, then the mayhem is going to continue to happen in our community. And it's like, wow, Alexis Sims. Yeah, Lexi, you are the education correspondent for the 419 Rise and Grind show. Please call in and have a conversation with us about the meeting at Toledo Public Schools over at Scott. Call in, let us know what they were saying. Let's make mention of what's really going on, what's getting ready to happen, and as you always say, how we are all going to be affected by the cuts that are coming up, because it's going down. I mean, it is going down, and I feel I got a taste of it the other day. I got called to Leverett School, and it was a 12-year-old young man. When I tell you, he cussed me, the principal, and TPS security, or Toledo Public School Police Department, cussed us down, upside one down the other. Wow. And I mean, oh my God. I mean, it was like a grown man in a little boy body. He was going off. I mean, severely going off. And then I got a call to another school, and I was like, hold on. What's really going on? So imagine, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, those children that are acting out in school, they're going to start sending their ass home, suspending them and sending them home. Yeah. And because they no longer have in-school suspension program. And so it is bananas. It is bananas. So call in 419-740-0433. Call in, ladies and gentlemen. Call in. Let's talk about what's going on with our youth. We had a fight that happened over at Wilson Park, and some adults were in there fighting as well. And I'm just like, woo. And then you had the urban air incident. And here as it is, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. It ain't even got warm yet.
Man.
It ain't even got warm yet. Dr. Ladale, come on. What we going to do?
We got to find something for these kids to do.
We do. We really, truly do. I'm trying to think of the pastor that's in Cleveland, Vernon. Pastor Vernon.
What's his last name?
I
know you're talking about.
Yeah. I remember meeting with him. It was probably about maybe 10 years ago. Him and I was sitting, we were talking, and he showed me his church. And one thing, he had a facility where in that facility, he had a skating ring. Mm-hmm. In his facility, he had a turf where they can play football, soccer, all these activities. And he also had he has something else in there. And I thought, this is what ministry looks like. Like the youth literally can come and go skating. I think they had like a play area or something like that. But I'm like, wow, you know. And so let me say this to Bishop Randall Parker.
That's my bishop.
Right, to my baby brother. It is time for you to jump off the porch. It is time for you to grow and expand, manifest the word church in the direction that God wants you to grow it. There needs to be a ministry in the city of Toledo that has the capabilities of empowering others in that direction. So shout out to the Tabernacle Church, because that's what they do. Okay. So shout out to Dr. Sweeney, that's doing an amazing job over at the Tabernacle Church, the Tab, and the direction that they're going and what they have done. And that's what I do. I sit back and I look at what ministries are doing. And it's not about always preaching the word of God. It's about what you do effectively out in the community that helps people. Yeah. That helps grow and help people become healthier in their thought process, and you know, and being able to really meet the people where they're at. Yeah. And so that's what I love about humble people. So shout out to those individuals.
Pastor R.A. Vernon. Yep, that's
Pastor R.A. Vernon. There we go. Thank you. Oh, Lord, I got my baby sister on here. Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
So one of the things that I think needs to happen is not just it's not just about getting the ministries to do it, but it's the people with their time.
Right.
You know, it's easy to, you know, do the 9 to 5 and, you know, that's it.
Right.
Oftentimes people have become selfish with their free time. Back in the day, you know, we used to be at church every day.
Every day.
We couldn't wait to have some free time.
Right.
We couldn't wait to have it. But nowadays, it's like 9 to 5 is 9 to 5. But after that, you know, I want to go be outside versus I want to go dedicate my time to
serving
to doing something that is helping to build the community and the kingdom.
Right.
So the church goer in this year, the 2020s are different from the church goers in the 90s and 80s and 90s.
Yes.
Because back then you go to church, you serve at church, you don't do anything outside. Right. That's it. There is no outside, right? The outside was walking down the streets passing out pamphlets, right? or going from church to church on Sundays passing out flyers for your next revival. That was outside. That was outside. But nowadays it's like the church goer has more freedom to be themselves. So now they believe that, or I can't say what they believe, but this is my thought process, that some people think that, okay, I go to church on Sunday, I'm good. Like I got all that I need on Sunday morning.
Or I watch.
Right, right. Or I watch on Sundays. Like you said, back then we went to church on Sunday morning. Then Sunday afternoon we had service.
Man, we was happy when we had to go in the afternoon.
Right. Then Tuesday was Bible study.
Okay.
Wednesday night midweek and a choir rehearsal.
Right.
Friday night evangelistic night. That means the evangelists who are coming up in the ministry will have to preach those nights, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So then we had Sunday morning service again. So it was at least 5 days a week we were in church.
And don't let your parents have a role in the church.
Oh, yeah. See, my father was an evangelist. So
my mom was a secretary. She's doing the programs, bulletins, and everything else.
So we were in church 5 days a week.
Right.
Wow.
And then it didn't bother us because that was the norm.
Yeah.
If we had basketball practice, if we had anything to do outside of that, we just had to make it work.
Right.
We had aunties, we had grandmothers and grandfathers who helped us, navigate those type of things. But if we weren't anywhere else,
you either at school or you at the church.
Exactly.
Right.
You ain't going nowhere else.
Right. Absolutely. So I'm looking here, Tierra Armstrong, TA. She said, we just can't blame the kids, though. This is a lack of consistent accountability and discipline from parents.
Absolutely.
And you're absolutely right. There is a a lack of consistency when it comes to accountability, and then also the discipline from the parents. So now this is what I get. I'm just speaking for what I get, right? So I'm dealing with the parents that don't know what else to do. They have, like, they'll say, whoopings just don't help. Like, my kid has become immune to that. I've taken away their PlayStation, I've taken away their television, I've taken away their phone, and they don't care. So there is a lack of accountability, but it's also parents not being able to do what we used to do because they're afraid of Popo coming to their door or CSB coming to their door.
Feel bad you said that because I had a Monty moment.
Oh, no.
When do you play Popo knocking at your door? But to what you said, I think back to the age of the parents.
Okay.
So, at a certain point, some of us started having our children young.
Right.
And, it's like I got beat. So I don't want to beat them like I got beat. I thought my mom had gadget arms, if I looked one way wrong, it was like in the car, bam. And I'm like, damn, her arms go way back. So when she got a van, I was happy to sit in the back row. You can sit shotgun if you want to. But of course, coming up, I did not want to be the parent that constantly, slapped the hell out of my kids if they were wrong. So I took another approach. My approach did work.
Yeah.
But there are some parents who will not discipline their children. I did discipline my boys. I just took another approach to it.
So I went the same route. I had to whip my son one time when he was 4.
Okay.
My daughter probably one time, if that. But my approach was different. I used my demeanor, my sternness with them, and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both pretty, successful, and they didn't get in trouble in school or outside of school. School was number one for them.
Yep.
They went to church, whenever their mother took them to church every Sunday. So it was like, I didn't have to discipline, but I think it's the way the adults, the parents, are showing the kids.
Yeah.
Because a bad kid doesn't come from a good home. I'm sorry.
Right.
That just doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
A bad kid never comes from a good home unless he's being rebellious because he has outside influence.
Exactly.
Right.
And even in a good home, if there's something happening, they're going to have behaviors.
Right.
But those behaviors aren't going to go to the extreme.
Exactly.
It will be something you can reel in.
Right.
Because my boys went through a divorce, but they still didn't act up.
Right.
I think for my oldest, the one time I fallen out at Target, and I left them there to fall out and walked away. And the way they looked at me, I said, "Don't you dare!"
Man.
And I walked away.
Man.
And then he tried to steal a little figurine, put in his hat. We got to the car and it fell out. And I said, "Oh, you going to jail?" I said, 3-year-olds go to jail too.
Oh, he was 3?
Yeah, he was 3.
Oh, wow.
He did not want to go to Target, and that was the main store I shopped at too. He didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go to Target.
He didn't want to go to Target. But he never tried nothing else like that again.
Right.
Good morning, Big Trav.
Big Trav. Yeah, absolutely.
Thought I was crazy.
Yeah, we got to bring Trav on the show, man, because Trav is doing his thing, man, and he's a really, really good friend of mine, man, and
he's a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboys fan, right? So yeah, look, Monty getting ready to hop on. So anywho, one thing that I teach parents is how to, and I'll say this to everyone else, you have to learn how to be firm, fair, and consistent.
Yeah.
And so me being a single father raising my son, Shawn, one thing I told him, because he got out of pocket one day, and I said, if you ever get out of pocket again, I said, I'm going to split you down to the white meat. I'm going to knock you on Thursday and catch you on next Friday. Play with me if you want. But the way I said it, stern, right? Put the fear in him like, man, daddy ain't playing. I better do what I need to do, right? So it's how you have to stay consistent with your child. Your no means no, parent. Yeah. And I deal with a lot of parents that will fold a little bit.
Yeah.
Mom, can I have my phone back? Mom, please, I promise I'll do better. Okay, here's your phone. Just go. Leave me alone. And then all of a sudden, they go back to clowning again. Yeah.
Also, it's including your children. Do things that you can include your children in.
Right.
When because I was a young mom, I took my boys to school with me. I was an art major. You know, if I'm in the lab designing and doing what I had to do, guess what? Isaiah, when he was that age, he literally sat on the floor next to me with his toys or sat at the table with me in the lab working.
Yep.
And I took them with me every chance I could,
Right.
so that we could make sure that everything that they did, that everything we did was what they needed to do.
Right.
And that's how I did it. Like,
Right.
include them.
Right.
Include them. So that way they can see that it's a better way of doing things.
Right.
It's other things you can do.
Right.
When I did that with them, they expected to get a degree too.
Right.
Right.
Where's mine?
They did the work too.
I
Right.
can't walk across. What you mean I can't walk across the
Right.
stage?
Right. That part right
But
there.
because I did that, now I see a difference in their drive.
Right.
I see a difference in what they're trying to do. So
Christina Rodriguez, a Mom's House. Good morning to you and the great work that you do in the community as well. So as you guys pop on, if we want to just send a shout out to each and every one of you. We don't want anyone to think that we're only picking who we love. We love
Say what
each and
you
every
gotta
one of you.
say.
Shout out to Donetta Carter, TJ Johnson, my nephew, Tyrone McCain Insurance.
and money on there too.
Yeah. DJ Impress.
Trouble.
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 And again to TA. T. Right. Elder T now. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Elder
No.
now.
And
She-
there's
minister.
Ronell.
Minister.
She's minister.
Minister. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
she's
okay.
minister.
Look. Minister. Look.
Look, she said don't be putting extra stuff on her yet. Yet.
Doctor.
Doctor. Yeah. Dr. Armstrong.
Y'all hit me with that. So
Get ready for Dr.
All right.
Armstrong.
Can't be too
Absolutely.
doctor.
Can't be too doctoring or whatever.
So I just wanted to
it
reply
can
to
be. Why can't it be?
it can.
Those two ladies can be doctors.
But what
Elder Ronell, she's now a pastor. She pastoring now. About time. Well, she's been pastoring for a long time. She just didn't really take the title, but yeah, now she carries it. So yeah.
Well, most people don't carry the title. They carry the title without using the title
Right.
first.
First. Absolutely. God said he'll make your name great. He didn't say anything about the title. So there it is. So that's what we got going on in the community, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to call in 419-740-0433. Call in.
we want to hear from you.
We want to hear from you because it's about us. We all in this together. And we have to make a greater change in our community. We say this all the time, but the time has come where we have to do something. Why? Because nothing changes if nothing changes.
You know what? I want to talk about what DJ Impress was saying about two kids be in the same household and go two different paths.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because there's outside influence.
Right.
There's other things, especially nowadays when you got social media, you got video games, you got TV. So the parent is not the only one parenting.
Right.
Yeah.
There
Right.
are other factors that are coming in these kids' lives, like influence from music,
Right.
from social media. When they see other things happening, just like on TikTok, with the whole invasion thing, that came from TikTok. That didn't come from nobody in Toledo. That came from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it's influencing these kids to do something because it's something that's popular, something that's quote unquote fun to do, right?
Right.
Back then we didn't have that influence.
Right. And do you think that this comes from, like I said, at a young age when, as a parent, the things we expose our children to early?
Yeah.
Back when we were raising our children, it wasn't a lot of here's a tablet, go sit down or go play the
Right,
video game.
right.
Yeah.
They were still going outside.
Right.
Like in the summertime, my boys, hey, go throw the football.
Yeah. Ride
Go
the bike.
do something. Go ride a bike. Get out the house. You're not going to sit on the game all day.
Right.
And because of that, they did venture out and they did play sports. They did other things. I forget who I was talking to, but someone said that even the sports now, it's difficult to get kids to play sports at school.
Right.
Like the sports teams are not big. And I'm like, wow.
Right.
Back in the day, that was like the thing. You either on a basketball team, a football team, the cheerleading squad, you doing something.
Man, let me tell you.
You was somebody if you was
Right.
on one of the teams.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I do have to shout them Bulldogs out. I have to. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I played basketball for Rogers. And whenever we played Scott,
Man.
and they would
How's it
come out
feel?
the locker room, they had the freshman, JV, and varsity. Ben Williams back then would use the whole entire bench on pressing you all game long.
All game.
Yeah.
All day press, man. I used to hate it. But man, everybody was on the team playing.
Yeah, you know what? That's that practice doing those press. Like, that's what made. I mean, without that, we wouldn't be. Scott wouldn't be Scott.
Yeah.
That full court press.
That full court press.
But that practice to develop that was hard.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Hard. I mean, running. We had to start running in August.
Wow.
Y'all got to run when I was at Emmanuel Baptist. We had to run in December and January.
No, I'm saying we started running for basketball in August. Basketball didn't start until
No.
Like November.
November.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying we had to run in the snow and keep running all year long.
Oh no, yeah. There was
Like,
running.
yeah.
Like we never stopped running.
Yeah.
That practice was mainly running.
You're running.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what Scott was known for, that full court press.
Right.
And that thing, I mean, it hurt, but it made those boys like run
Oh yeah.
other teams out
Longevity.
the gym. Yeah.
Longevity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there was a thing, like if you are playing 60 minutes for a basketball game, you work out for 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So that means your endurance goes past the goal.
Right.
So that means you're like in the fourth quarter when everybody else is winded, we like, okay, let's go.
Yep.
Right.
Let's take it home. Yeah.
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 It's amazing that, like, I can't even, like, when I was in school and in sports, even though school let out, about 3, I usually didn't get home
Oh yeah.
until like 5 or 6 sometimes, just because after school, if I didn't have a rehearsal for singing something or in the band, or at some point my mama had me in the Toledo Symphony, the Junior Symphony, and then playing sports on top of that. Like it was never, but that was her rule. You had to do something.
Right.
And so when I found out Emmanuel Baptist gave you credits for all of it,
No.
I took all the credits I can get. Give me all of them.
Give you all of
So
them.
you just stay busy. But nowadays it's like 2:30. Kids like, hey, can you pick me up from school? You out already? Yep, I'm out. I'm out. But I think it's up to us to.
DJ Impress. Only time we lost to Scott lost to Matt Cuppers was when Jimmy played. I don't want to get that started.
Here we go. Here we go. They going at it now. But yeah, I just back to the whole incident that happened. It's going to take adults to, and not just the parents, but adults that are in these children's lives. If you see a child that the parents having trouble with, just extend some type of care, some type of love to help reel that child in, and come up with ways that we can get them occupied outside of the foolishness.
Right. Absolutely.
It's amazing how you can. One of my moms, her son, they came in to see me at the trap, and he plays basketball, and so I always tell the kids, tell me when your game is, and I'll come.
Right.
I can't promise I'll be at all of them, but I try to come.
Yeah.
And so she was telling them, go ahead, tell her, and I told him, when is the next game? He said, well, we make the championship or something. And, I told him, make sure you tell me. And so I saw him, at church. And I said, you didn't tell me. He said, I didn't go. But yesterday he sent me a message and said, he gave me the time of the game. And I told him I want to try to be there. And he said, okay. But his response to me was, I love you. And so that little bit of time, not that the mom doesn't do her best with that baby, because he's younger, but still when they see that somebody else cares,
It shows interest.
it shows interest. That goes a long way.
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
Yeah.
And especially if it's somebody who can correct them with love. If you see them doing something out of pocket and say, hey, that's not cool.
Right.
That's not what we're gonna do.
Right.
That child will begin to see, like, okay, there's other people around watching, and let me not do something out of pocket.
Right.
Because now they don't want to disappoint their mother or that person that they know is close.
Yeah.
So we just have to take time.
Right.
And when we, growing up, I go back to growing up in church because that's what it was.
What we did, yeah.
But growing up in church, we had several people who kind of was inserted into our lives because of the church.
Right.
Now, I mean, we had our father who was there, but we also had like Kevin Brown was a key figure in our lives. He ran the youth basketball program for the church. He was one of the youth pastors. Him and Michael Jewell. So they were like prevalent in our lives, like for a long time.
Jesse, you the one holding buttons.
Huh?
There you go.
There we go.
I got to get a new cord.
Don't move.
But they were prevalent in our lives, and they taught us things,
Yeah.
because my father was a minister. He was a basketball player. That's all he knew because he'd been preaching since he was 16. He played basketball since he was forever. So that's what he knew. He didn't know about carpentry. He didn't know about painting. He didn't know about fixing cars. My grandmother did, though. His mother, she fixed cars. And
Granny, can you fix my car?
Exactly. Exactly. But they taught us different things, and they kept us engaged in things that were positive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of negative influence. And we did, even though we had uncles who ran the street or whatever, but we looked to the positivity because that's what we were guided towards.
Right.
So it's about, I don't think it's about just the parents guiding the kids in the right direction, but it's about uncles, brothers in the church, sisters in the church.
The village.
It
takes a village for real.
And you don't have to be in church, but in other programs like Mr. Shawn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who kind of take these kids and guide them in the right direction.
Right.
When I was of that age, in the summertime, there was always some type of program that my mother made me do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for my brother and sister, they didn't have to do that as much because she did pass before they got to that age. However, they had to go to my grandmother's house. Like, my grandmother was a Head Start teacher, so you thought she was going to go play all day? No. You're going to do some chores. You're going to do some work before you do anything else. So, like you said, there was always something positive to do versus just, you go in your grandmama's house, go back to sleep.
Yeah, Jewel Carter, good morning to you. And shout out again, Donetta Carter and Christina Rodriguez. They're talking about early childhood education, and that is important. And I would love to have John Jones and Christina Rodriguez on the show to talk about that, because I totally agree with what you guys are saying. Because I remember when I first started the Young Men and Women for Change organization, I went to the Head Start program when it was the EOPA.
Yep.
And I talked to them about having a behavior modification program for preschoolers, right? And people were like, what do they need behavior mod for? Then he told me at that time, God rest his soul, I'm not going to say his name, but he said, well, we have a behavior mod program. Because what I found out was, even 20 years ago, when children were going to the kindergarten, they were getting suspended.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Little Ray Ray.
I'm like, whoa. Like, dang, baby kid, for real. Like, I was tripping. But you can instill accountability in the youth. Because, we raised our children. And one thing we used to say is, don't you touch that. Then you pop them on the hand. You just touch them. They starting up.
You had to look, Shawn. I just looked.
You just had to look?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that mama look is serious, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm grown, and my mama can look at me right now, and I'd be like, ooh, yeah, I'm out.
I don't have to do it as much now, but, if I look at me, they'd be like, what?
Right.
What? Why you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
But my grandmother was an EOPA, and she retired. She was a Head Start teacher, and she retired. And that, when we didn't have school, guess who had to go to school with my grandmother? It was me. So yeah, she used to be in there, and that was one of the things that even if the grandchildren didn't go into the program, we still had that influence, and that does make a huge difference.
Right.
But I also realize that it's only open to certain pay grades, like certain economic levels too.
Right.
So even if you make just too much, your kids can't go.
Right.
And so that is a big thing. Where do the children whose parents, are the working middle class that don't qualify for the lower end,
right,
but can't afford the higher end? Because
right,
daycare, it costs.
Yeah. Right.
You work just, an hour over and you're disqualified.
Yeah.
And so are these the children?
$1,000 a month.
So again, when these type of discussions, ladies and gentlemen, is what I would consider the circle. So when you're talking about daycare and those things, we need people that are the expert in the field. So Christina Rodriguez can come on and talk about not only about daycare, but about young pregnant mothers and the help that they need. You have Ms. Sims, who talked about the other day about a program for young pregnant girls and how they bring the motherhood to and bonding with the kids and things like that. And that's great because we have powerful women in the city of Toledo. Shout out to the amazing women.
It's amazing we say that because my aunt just logged in and she does daycare too.
See?
So
yeah. So people need to be educated.
Yeah.
On daycare and and payments and all of that, right?
Well, and I will say this, daycare, because I've had the privilege to work with my aunt.
That's what they did in the NBA, Monty. All right.
Monty.
You gotta have those sweatsuits, tennis shoes, sneakers, or whatever. Stacey Adams and slacks, yeah.
I've seen her, over the years, and it is not an easy job. And people think, and I won't say everybody thinks this, but the thought process behind running a daycare is that, you get the children in, you pay, you have to certain things, but it's a lot of work to it. And I think what happens is people want to get into it and then realize it's way more than you sitting the kids down, feeding them, watching TV, doing the little things. It's you've got to take the time to instill something in their lives, because that's where that positive,
right,
if we plant the seed early as they grow, that seed will grow with them, right, and it'll always stay with them. Because even if they get older and they start to slide out of pocket, because that seed was planted, they'll soon see or hear something that'll kind of shift them back.
Right.
But it's got to start when they're young.
Absolutely.
We're absolutely right. That early childhood development is critical. Monty, go to the corner.
We gotta take a break because Monty is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta pay some bills. Oh my God. Woo, but boy.
Monty needs some help.
We got to pay some bills, ladies and gentlemen. But before we pay those bills, shout out to our sponsor, P360 Studio, Toledo Arc, Ohio Unity Coalition. But before we take a break, Jesse, where can they find us?
You can find us live on Facebook, live on YouTube. You can also find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you find your favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Keep it in the comments.
Oh, my goodness.
To be able to come out and see all these kids and everyone get together so that we can put a smile on all the other kids' faces is super. It makes my heart smile.
Your first impression matters. What if your business could introduce itself in just 60 seconds? Anytime, anywhere. Business cards get tossed. Social posts get lost. But video connects. It lets people see your face, hear your voice, and trust your story. At Project 360 Studios, we create business spotlight videos. Short professional films that introduce who you are, what you do, and why people should choose you. Here's how it works. Step 1. Plan. We help craft your story. Step 2. Film in our studio or on location. Step 3. Edit. We brand it with your logo, colors, and music. Step 4. Deliver. A powerful video you can use everywhere. Share it on your website, social media, email signature, anywhere you want to make a lasting first impression. Don't just hand out your business card. Let people meet you. Book your business spotlight video today at Project 360 Studios.
I'm so grateful for another day to help stimulate the mental. Time to strategize, huddle up, where's your circle? I can feel the movement radiate through the convo. Talk is cheap, turn your faith into work. I drink my second cup and put my hands in the dirt. 2 cups, drinking straight drip from the earth. Caffeinated conversation, you heard him here first. 1 for the wake up. 1 for the wake up. You heard him here first.
By step, I'm climbing high. Left my baggage, kissed it goodbye. New shoes on my feet, scuffed the ground. Echoes of dreams, no longer bound.
Air up here is thin but sweet. Every stumble turns to beat. I'm moving on up
like George and Weezy. Life ain't perfect, but it's looking breezy. Up the ladder I go, can't make me queasy. Moving on up like George and Weezy.
Moving on up like George and Weezy. I built my bridge from scraps and fire. Burnt down, down, climbed out the mire. Every brick laid was a piece of me. Now I'm dancing where the clouds can see. The air up here is thin but sweet. Every stumble turns to beat.
I'm moving on up like George and Weezy. Life ain't perfect, but it's looking breezy. Up the ladder I go, can't make me queasy. Moving on up like George and Weezy.
Nah. God ain't bring me this far just to barely survive. Listen. God didn't bless me just to get by. Didn't wake me up just to barely get through the night. I'm walking in favor, I'm living overflow. Exceedingly abundantly, that's how the promise goes. Nah. blessed beyond the limits of my mind. Nah, not just to get by. I remember nights when the fridge was talking loud. Empty shelves, heavy prayers, faith in the clouds. Mama said, hold on, God sees it all. Even when the pocket's thin, we still stand tall. Now I see the vision clearer than before. He don't give crumbs, he prepared a whole store. If he said it, he meant it, I trust what he said. He ain't the God of lack, he the God of way made. I ain't chased the bag, I chased his face. Now grace on grace got me running my race. Every step order, every breath plan. I don't just survive, I thrive in his hands. Yeah, God didn't bless me just to get by. Didn't wake me up just to barely get through the night. I'm walking in favor, I'm living overflow. Exceedingly abundantly, that's how the promise go. Nah, not just to get by. He opened doors I couldn't pry. I'm blessed beyond the limits of my mind. Nah, not just to get by. Words say above all I could ask or think. So I stopped thinking small every time I blink. If he owns the cattle, the hills, the land, why would I doubt what's already in his plan? Pressure tried to break me, pain tried to mold me, but purpose kept pulling, wouldn't let it hold me. I'm blessed in the city, blessed when I leave, blessed when I sow, blessed when I believe. I ain't got a scheme, I ain't got a lie. Favor got my name written front line, from the pit to the palace. Yeah, I testify, he didn't call me up just to get by. Overflow, yeah, it's more than enough. Running over, fill my cup. If you did it once, I'll do it again. I don't live in fear, I live in him. Overflow, I'm covered in grace. Every blessing got purpose in place. Hands up high, let the world
The
know.
Rise and Grind Morning Show is on 419 The Grind.
Good morning, Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to the 419 Rise and Grind Morning Show. It's your host, your boy, Shawn Juan, in the studio with the Dr. Ladale.
Good morning, Toledo. Let's get up and get busy. Jump off the porch today.
Jump off the porch.
Jump off the porch today.
In the studio, also, we are with the producer of the 419 Rise and Grind Morning Show, Jesse Coleman, in the house.
Good morning, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
Oh, we done went to Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. Albuquerque ain't bad, though.
My son lives there. So.
Okay. Yep. Okay, there we go.
Tell them to turn it on and shit.
Shout out to Mud Talk's own Ty Cleveland in the house.
No, my son said he catches it every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Yeah, every once in a while. Yeah, that's it. Again, shout out to Mud Talk on and the 419 Rise and Grind weekend host as well. Ty Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen, my little brother. So good morning to each and every one of you. We were talking earlier, for those who are just tuning in, we were talking about a variety of things, but the most important thing we were talking about was accountability. And what accountability looks like, and what are some of the things that we need to do when it comes to our youth. Like, you know, we got to do better, because every day is something. You know, either we got children missing, we have fights going on, and we have these so-called takeovers. But I'm not sure if anyone saw the memo, but Ohio State said there's no longer dropping kids off. They have to be with a parent or an adult. So shout out to Ohio State for implementing that. Yeah. That they will no longer be a babysitting service.
Yeah.
So shout out to that. Again, shout out to each and every one of you that are with us and whatnot. So James Johnson, good morning, sir. And they talking about basketball leagues and the church, and we need to rebirth that. What do you say, Jesse?
And I got the infrastructure as far as like putting together the league as far as teams and stats and all that stuff. So I did that out in California for Run Our Test basketball.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the experience to do that.
Okay.
So I can bring that to the league if this happens. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest in the house today.
We do.
We got the Dr. P in the house. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Thank you for having me. This is fun.
This is fun?
Yeah. No.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Yeah. I'm excited to be with y'all. You know what? I be trying not to stalk y'all on, social media.
We love stalkers.
We love stalkers. Well, the good stalkers. The good stalkers.
The good ones.
Again, let me say this. Toledo, Ohio has some of the amazing women here. like educated sisters that is doing the thizzle, man. I mean, I can go on here. We got Pastor Ronell, we got Dr. Ladale, we got Jewel Carter, we got here Armstrong. I mean, man, listen. The list goes on and on and on of the women that are making it happen. Fellas, we gotta step our game up.
Yeah,
we gotta step our game up because they outdoing us right now. But y'all.
It's Women's History Month, so we try to highlight them.
There you go.
Because it's not a competition.
No, it's not a competition. I'm just saying, brothers got it.
But we are up though.
Right. Y'all are. Man, y'all fist bump out all day long. All right. I'm gonna do a high five with Jesse over there. Like, yeah. We gonna do that right there. Dr. P.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the 419 Rise and Grind. What's going on, girl?
Man, it's a lot going on. Where are we gonna start? There's community stuff.
Let's talk about when you understood your purpose.
Oh Lord. You know what? It's been ever evolving.
Hold on here. We can make sure we keep showing the mic here. Hold on here.
Oh, they calling me prophetess. Oh, that's my church stuff coming out.
That's your church stuff right there.
All right.
That's all right. That's all right.
I was a preacher in my former life.
Right.
My purpose. It's been ever evolving, but it's always centered around leadership, and just creating people to be better leaders. I think everything that we do is a form of leadership, whether you're a parent, auntie. I always say, outside of being a mom, auntie is the best title I could ever have. And so you always talk about accountability, and there's levels to it.
Right.
So I think, I don't even know if I've even reached my purpose yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I look at what I do now. I love it. It's part of my purpose, but is it the purpose yet? I don't know.
Wow. That's deep right there. That's deep because, I'll often say that when you understand your purpose, understand it's connected to a promise.
Oh, always.
Yeah, always.
Always.
And so we stay evolving within our purpose.
Yeah.
Because there's levels to our purpose. Yeah. So you start off at one level, but then you elevate it to another level.
Yes.
And you can attest to that, Dr. Ladale.
Absolutely.
You can, Lord.
Absolutely.
Yes, Lord.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I literally had a conversation. I've been working on a new possible project.
Oh, Lord. Here we go with another one.
Like, how do you define your story and walk into your purpose? And I said, it's been evolution. Like, just when I thought things were going good, God shifted.
Ooh, that shift. Oh, Lord.
Shift.
Oh, Lord,
And
that shift.
It's almost like I shifted and I felt like I was back at the bottom.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
okay,
what? Yo,
but
come on.
I realized that I wasn't at the bottom. I was just starting a whole another level because there was another plateau that I had to go to. So it's great to hear that you are saying that it's like confirmation for me on what I said to somebody else.
Right.
Because they asked me, how do you define success? And I told them, I said, success is not about the financial. Nope. It's about the impact. What impact are you making? What efforts are you doing to make a better impact?
Right.
To make better people? It's amazing how we can just see somebody and sometimes just saying, you look beautiful. I did that to a woman at church the other Sunday. Just got out my car and I said, "Good morning, beautiful." She said, "Me?" And I said, "Yes, you look beautiful today."
Right.
And since that day, and I won't say who it is, but since that day, that woman makes sure she always hugs me. And if I walk past her, because I do the media, so my mind be on getting stuff done. Yeah. So if I walk in and I don't stop to say something, she makes sure she makes sure to come and say something to me.
Yeah.
And that to me is how you measure success, because just one making someone's day brighter, because you never know.
Right.
You never know.
You never know.
So that evolution of stepping out of yourself is so important.
It is. You know, it's funny because you hit on that. In my prayer time this morning, I got up every morning, and I always say people need to have like reset rituals. And so every morning I have this green, it's a mini green book, and I write a word in it every morning. Like that's gonna start my whole day. So today's word is authority, because I was like, you know what, today I'm walking in my authority that God has given me, right? And I was telling a young lady, looking at all the things that I've accomplished in my earlier years, it was all the stuff. I needed the Louis Vuitton bag, the shoes, all the stuff. Now that I'll be 50 in June, and I'm so excited because I'm like, listen here, I don't even know what 50 is supposed to look like, but we gonna be doing something nice.
Right.
Now at 50, that stuff don't even matter. Like, what are people saying that I have done for them to help them? Like, because I'm living my legacy. I don't want to just leave the earth and then people hear about what I've done. I am living the legacy of having an impact on folks.
Yes.
And that, I think that is what's more important. And when we talk about the youth, this is the part where we get into leadership. I always say we're the grandchildren of the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
And so the great grands and the great grands have no contextual memory of what that struggle meant. But whose fault is it?
Because we didn't speak about it.
Because we didn't speak about it. We took advantage of the opportunities thinking that it was going to be here with us always.
Right.
And we clearly see that they're rolling back the clocks of time.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we have to do damage control.
Yeah.
And we have to teach at the same time. And we have to pour into. And so I'm a firm believer that our third space used to be church. When we didn't go to work, when we wasn't at home in our neighborhoods, we went to church. That's where I learned how to speak. That's where I learned, I ushered, I learned decorum. I learned, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, you're welcome.
Manners.
We learned that.
We learned them.
And our babies don't have it because we got to a point like, oh, we don't need all of that. Well, now we're seeing we need some of it, you know, maybe everything wasn't right or doesn't work, but the core of it does.
Right.
Yeah. You know, as you said that, I had a thought. When we went to church back in the day, it was the same thing. You know, it was the same ritual, the same practices, but the world around us evolved. And so the way we worship, the way we do things are evolving, but church remained the same. But now we have ministries like the Tabernacle, like Manifested Word, that are now evolving so that our worship begins to mimic the evolution. And so now we have to bring those people that strayed away back to let them know that this is a lifestyle. It's not a ritual. It's not the same thing over and over again. You are free to worship. You are free to be who you are.
Yeah.
You can't, because the Bible tells us to be of the be in the world, but not of the world.
Right.
So it's okay to be outside within reason. And if they understand that you can have an evolution, but you can still maintain your relationship with God.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, to your point, a lot of people our age, in our age group, walked away from the church because it was so strict on what we could and could not do outside, right? We couldn't go to the movies. We couldn't dance to certain types of music. We couldn't snap our fingers.
And listen, I grew up holiness, Church of God in Christ. So there was,
so they were there. Like you had to wear clothes to a certain length, and guys, you know, you had to wear, you know, certain things, especially if you are a musician. We had to wear ties, and you had to wear slacks, and you know, in order to serve. Nowadays, it's different. Now is a freedom to be who you are, dress how you want, because we want to invite those who are not looking like the church.
Yes.
But you know what, Jesse? I think, and this is one thing, and I talk to my mom about this all the time, the disconnect is that generation didn't explain to us why.
Right? There was no.
So
you just did it.
Yeah, you just did it.
We said so.
And we put on our best. And that's what people say, oh, you had to be dressed to go to church. But when you hear them talk, they're like, no, you were supposed to wear the best you had. Mm-hmm. And then some places we know kind of took that out of context. So then if you didn't look a certain way, you didn't feel comfortable. But now what has happened, there's no... this is where people like, this is where I know I've turned into the auntie.
Come on, auntie.
There's no distinction about where we're going, right? Mm-hmm. So we're wearing jogging pants or I'll talk for women. We'll wear leggings to church. We'll wear leggings to a funeral. We'll wear leggings to a wedding. There's no distinction of what's appropriate. So then when I see them trying to go and let's say get a job at a Dana or a job at an Orange Corning, they want to wear leggings to an interview.
Wow. Yeah.
And so the church taught us that certain places you wear certain things, not because you're better or less than. It's just we're teaching you how to operate in the world.
Mm-hmm. How to present yourself.
How to present yourself.
Yeah. Mm.
And so now having that conversation with young people, it's...
there is no...
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
And so then you have to communicate it in a different way. Like this can determine your altitude, how far you can go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We need you to learn how to play the game, still be your authentic self, do what you need to do so you can move up and be a provider for you and your family.
Right.
Yes.
I know this is a new term, but we learned code switching in church.
Oh, listen.
We did.
We learned.
We did.
Literally, we did.
We did.
We were taught to, when you address certain people, you address them in a certain way.
Right.
When you're at home, feel free to talk however you want to talk. Let me fix my microphone. But in church, we were taught to speak to certain people in a certain manner. That way they respect who you are.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's why I am dead set on folks calling me Dr. P.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I got my doctorate, I was 29. So I went to be a professor at Miami University. So I'm walking into a space that all of my students, none of them looked like me. They were already principals. I was preparing them to become superintendents.
Oh, wow.
So they already don't look like me. They're 40, 50, 60-year-old. And so they were like, hey, Patrice, Dr. P.
Yeah.
Right.
Dr. P. Because when I could never call my pastor by his first name.
Right,
I could never call Mother Jones by her first name, even though they loved me.
Right.
But there was always that distinction that you're going to respect me and you're going to respect the office in which I walk in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so my friends are like, hey, P. That's why, Monty was like, I love Master P. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But they'll say, hey, P, hey, Treese. But those are my friends that have relationships with me.
Exactly.
But when we're in a professional space, it's Dr. P.
Absolutely.
Because I need other people that don't know me to know I need to respect the office she walks in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I took some youth yesterday to Daly's. The corner store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Mr. Daly.
Yeah, Mr. Daly. And when I went in there and I said, Mr. Daly, how you doing, sir? And he was like, I'm good, Shawn. And we were talking, and every time he asked me a question, it was yes, sir, no, sir. So the young man asked me, he said, why you keep saying yes, sir, no, sir to that guy?
Yeah.
I said, because there were consequences of not saying that coming up. And so I taught my son the importance of saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. And please, you're welcome. Thank you. Because those words are going to take you very far. It's going to be the distinction between you getting that job at Dana or the next person getting a job at Orange Corning.
Listen, and Mr. Daly is my cousin.
Man.
My grandmother and him are cousins, okay? And I've never not said anything but Mr. Daly.
Right. Right.
Even when my grandmother, she would take us in the store and they would, talk and everything. Hi, Mr. Daly.
Right.
Because what do you call an elder who's your cousin to a kid. No, he was Mr. Daly.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we talk about that, you know, when it comes to the church as well, it's the one thing that I don't want people to miss is that you have a gift and you have a talent and you have the anointing on your life.
Yes.
And necessarily you may not be serving in the capacity that you want inside of the four walls, but there's a greater work for you to do outside of the four walls.
Definitely.
So when you get your training inside, make sure you walk it well on the outside.
Yeah. One of the things that hit home when I first came back, and I had been dealing with it prior to coming back, of what was that purpose? What was that walk? Because in my former life, you know, it was like, if you don't have a title, if you don't operate inside of the church, that you're not going to make an impact in the world.
Right.
Fast forward to sitting in that office at CMWC, and the words were, I prayed for people that could reach the kingdom. Not just in here, but outside of here.
Right.
And the light bulb went off, because here I have been a professor at colleges, you know, some of them at the same time, and I'm reaching people and I'm helping people. But in that process, I'm also taking in what they're doing. And it's like, you know, the work that you do, you know, you may get what you need, you know, inside the four walls, but it's how we respond to people outside.
Yes.
Right.
It goes from our youth to adults.
Yes.
You know, I was the same way, you know, teaching. When I was a program chair over here at ITT Tech in Maumee, and some, you know, you get them people that's older than you, you know, and you walk in the room and they like,
right. Right.
Who gonna teach me?
Right.
Me.
You the teacher?
Right.
Me.
Yeah.
And then even those who might have just been a little bit younger, would still want to, you know, are we the same age? Oh, you could just pass me? No,
sir.
Well,
no,
I'm not
ma'am.
going to. So
yeah.
it's about how you reach the people, how you demand that respect without being offensive. Because sometimes it's just standing on who you are.
Right.
I worked for this.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Dr. P, my question
Yes, sir.
to you is, how do you navigate with people that stay stuck in the valley of dry bones?
One, it's frustrating because you want everyone to win.
Thank you. Ding, 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 ding.
Put that on repeat for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, we want everyone to win.
Everybody.
And the pie is big enough. That the pie is big enough. I always think about God has given us so much. We can't even like imagine how much is out there. Like your brain can't even fathom how big this pie is. So when I see people that are stuck, I used to exert a lot of energy, like, come on, come on, come on. But as I've gotten older,
As an auntie.
Right. Some folks just won't go there. And it's not that they don't have the capacity. It's not that they don't have, well, I'll say this. It's not that they don't have the intellect. They don't have the capacity because they haven't filled up their cup. And so that part is what's frustrating, because we have access to so much to make us be great. And I get it. I tell people all the time, when people see me, they're like, oh, you've had a good life, huh? You think it looks like that. But I've been through some bull sugar. I have stories, you know, and I tell people all the time, when they be like, you're not from the South Side? Like, I grew up on 1044 Bloom Street.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My grandmother's right on 1044 Bloom Street.
Wow.
My mother worked. She dropped us off. You know, we lived with my grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I always told myself, and this is where we get into semantics, but this is one downfall of us moving out of the hood. When we grew up on Bloom Street, everybody in the neighborhood worked.
Right.
My grandfather would get up, go to work. Mr. Anderson get up, go to work. Mr. Avery was right down the street. We saw men getting up, going to work. There was a time my grandmother would stay at home. So we'd all get off to school, whatever, and she would do all the things, right? But the community was together. You had someone who worked at a factory, and then you had the teacher next to you, and then it was the pastor. So you saw all the potential of what you could be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now our neighborhoods our children don't see the potential of what it's like to live next to a pastor, what it's like to live next to your principal, what it's like to live next to Mr. Jones, who's a 6th grade teacher down, at Pickett.
Yeah.
You would see sometimes the teachers walking to school.
Right. Yeah.
So it frustrates me that our babies only see a small pocket of what they can be, and a lot of what they can see is short term.
Short term. Yeah.
Because if we look at our life, we've all done some stuff. Thank God they didn't have social media.
Right.
But I think we all said in this room, we didn't want to be that. And I tell people all the time, I'm not the smartest girl that got out the hood.
Right.
There were other girls that were just as smart as I was. I just knew this wasn't the end for me. I didn't know how big it could be. I just knew that wasn't my end. And I was going to do whatever. I talked to people. And that's how I became a professor, because I saw my professor. I said, look, she was a Black woman. I said, you come to work, your hair nice, you dress nice. This was in the night. I'm like, you driving a Lexus.
Right.
You rocking a Coach bag. And I'm trying to get an appointment with you, and you only in here 2 days a week. Like, how I get your job?
Right.
And she sat me down. She said, can you write? I said, yeah, I can write. And she said, okay, apply for this fellowship. And my whole doctorate program, every summer, I went to this conference, and they gave us training on how to be professors, how to write scholarly articles, all the things. Wow. And that's when I was like, okay, this is it. I'm not rich, but I can make enough money to live. Right. And I can drive a nice car, and I can get, my Louis Vuitton bag, and we good. Right. And the up was from there. So yeah, I get frustrated when people are stuck, because I want them to see the greatness in them that I see in them. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, seeing the greatness is all about not gatekeeping.
Oh, let's talk about that. Okay.
I literally had somebody
I gotta adjust on this one. Ooh,
me too.
child.
We can talk about.
Ooh, child.
There was a young lady that came into the trap yesterday, and just talking with her, I just began to just encourage her, because she's just had a baby. She's doing nails, and I'm like, you're your brand. You are the brand. So you have to begin to think of ways to solve a problem. You have to think of ways to reach the people that you want to reach, to grow.
Yes.
And, I just began to, speak life and give her ideas. And she's like, wow, nobody's ever taken the time to talk to me like that. Yeah. She's like, so many people here don't want to help you.
They don't.
It's always about getting the dollar, and she's like, it's hard to grow here because people don't speak into you. And it's like, people don't see that gatekeeping. It's not going to hurt you to help somebody.
It's not.
It really doesn't hurt you to help.
It's not.
Yeah. Ooh, we could talk about gatekeeping, because there's levels to this.
Yes.
Right.
There's levels to gatekeeping, and if we're honest, it's hurtful.
It's very hurtful.
It hurts your feelings when you see someone saying, "Hey, I'm ready to start my own business. I see you're successful. How did you get there?" And I had those sorts of questions, right? I thought I was in a space where people would be like, "Oh, Dr. P here." And no, they didn't. No. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. But luckily, big shout out to Ebony Carter at the chamber. It was the MBAC that was like, okay, this is how you get your certifications. And it was free, because I had people like, oh, it'll cost you $2,500. And then once I realized, I'm like,
wow,
cost you money. And I'm like, wait a minute, this service is free. And it's only what I think, $99 to register your business in the state. And And I was like, oh my goodness. And I tell people all the time, whatever you want to know about starting your business, I've been in business 7 years. I'm like, I can tell you what to do. I can tell you the mistakes I've made. I can tell you what not to do. If you need some templates, I'll give it to you because I understand my path is mine. Your path is yours. Your path is yours. If we can collaborate, if I could send, now my son love, Mommy, can we go to Trap Nutrition? I'll be like, listen here, you know, this is my 50th year. I'm trying to save some money, but he does. So I send other people there. I'm like, go get him. So we all, the
How's
whole
he
family
doing?
He's doing good. He's playing flag football. And I have a whole conversation about this new pushing this athletic space for youngins. I'm all for sports. However, I find it odd that to the extent that parents are living vicariously through their children in these sports. So, I mean, I'm trying to push back as much as I can because I'm like, he's 10. He don't need to go to a trainer. We don't need to talk like you making it to the league because I'm all about numbers. I'm like, if you want to go do a sport, baseball is the lick.
Yeah. That's the lick. Yeah. Right. That's the lick.
That's where the money is. You can still be 50 and pitching. The worst you're going to get is a torn rotator cuff, right? The longevity of a pro football player is 2 to 4 years, and then the damage on your body. But there's other things you can do with sports. Broadcasting, a journalist, the coaches. Coaching, so I want us to broaden how we talk about it. But he's doing amazing. He's you know, my daughter's probably watching, but when you have a son, it's like, that's my son. Yeah. Right. You know, that's my baby boy.
Yeah. Right. My baby boy actually did that. He had a dream because he was told he couldn't make it to D1 football. And so he did it. He got all the way to Robert Morris University. Did 1 year there and called me the next year and said, Ma, I think I want to quit. He said he did his homework and he didn't want to be hurt. He didn't want that longevity just to be those 4 years. And he entered the police academy in Pittsburgh.
See? And you know what? The one thing too, being a professor, when I was at Miami, you know, each school, depending on the endowment and the boosters, each school, those athletes, they do get treated like rock stars.
Rock stars.
However, I tell my son, you have to be a student athlete. So the athletes that you see playing on TV, they had to get accepted to that school. So that means that they had to have good grades and those good ACT, SAT scores.
Right.
Yes.
So you can be a hell of an athlete, but if you're a C student and you're not gonna be on TV. And I think that's the message too.
Yes.
You have to study, get your grades if you want to play for Michigan, Auburn, Texas A&M, you know, all of those schools, you got to keep your grades
You
up.
do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When they travel, they had a travel uniform. They had cleats for practice, for games. They had, you know, bags, certain bags they carry. They were flown where they had to go. Like he was, Ma, this is amazing. But at the end of the day, you know, they had the classes they still had to meet. I think they even had tutors or whatever to go with them. Traveling tutors. They had it all. But at the end of the day, it's the wear on your body.
Right.
And he said, I have to do more. He said, I have a ministry to do. And so I can't stay here. And that's, like you said, they see the glitz and the glam, but they have to be able to kind of process and really understand what they're getting into.
Right.
I always say, I like to put, outside of doing the leadership stuff, I always say I'm a curator of vision. So I like to throw things out and hope people will grab it like, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. So I always say, if you're going to have something to do with children in sports, start training them, have study tables with them, right? You can do this in high school, have study tables, have media coaching, right? There's a certain way they want them to dress. And in high school, I mean, in college, they make you wear suits. Now, when you get into professional, they whatever. But in college, you have to wear a suit. But also give them different career paths that they can do with the education of the sport.
Right.
And, you know, that's what we're missing. It's not just playing it, it's strategy. That's why I love football, and that's why I love strategy, because football is about strategy. I could watch a whole game and tell you, oh, that's it, that, you know. That's it. That was the last play, and people are like, oh my goodness, she's a girl. Like, no, my dad sat me down and was like, listen, you're going to college. This is what you need to know. And he started me in 8th grade. Like, he would give me tests. We would watch games. He was like, what's the first down? Wow. What's the blitz? Like, and this man would write up tests. It'd be a Saturday, and I would be taking.
What you doing, girl? I'm taking the test on football.
But yeah, so I hope that whoever is out there, that they catch that.
Right.
Create a program that is all inclusive, so that if someone wants to play D1, they have the skills.
Yeah.
And use that intellect and that knowledge to do something else with the knowledge of the sport.
Absolutely.
Because you also have to consider the what ifs.
Yeah.
Because what if there was an injury? What if something detours you from going
that goal?
Toward that goal?
Yeah.
You have to have a plan B. You have to have an alternative route.
Yep,
and
always.
if your main focus was just, you know, going and playing and going pro, something happens, then you're sitting there and you find yourself in mischief, in a space that, you know, can really challenge your mental health.
Right.
So a plan, an alternative plan is definitely necessary. So a program will allow you to see that visual, to see that path, to say, okay, if this happens here, then I have this path to take.
Right.
And it doesn't, to me, that gives you the opportunity to make a quick shift.
Right.
Versus spending that in between time, and which could be minutes, hours, or even years.
Absolutely.
So why spend that extra time when you already know, okay, if this happens, this is what I'm doing.
Right. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a quick commercial break. But before we do, shout out to our sponsors, Legal Shield, Anita Madison, Cassandra McPherson, City Councilwoman, Young Men and Women for Change, One Creative Cutie and Discussion, LLC, the Unfinished Girl Conference, the Tabernacle Church, H-Town. But before we take a commercial break, Jesse, where can they find us?
You can find us live on Facebook, live on YouTube. You can also find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you find your favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this commercial break.
Why I see that somebody said don't let them.
Synergy, let's go. I'm walking in authority, yeah, that's the call on me. Covered by the blood, so the enemy ain't stopping me. Favor like a shield everywhere that I'm supposed to be. I'm walking in authority. I'm walking in authority, moving with the Lord in me. Devils get to trembling every time they look at me. Destined and alive, now I'm stepping where I'm born to be. I'm walking in authority. Step up in the room, yeah, I'm charged with the kingdom. Got the light of God, and you know I'm gon' beam some. Every single chain break off when I speak some. Word of God swing like a sword when the beat drum. I'm chosen, anointed, yeah, that's official. Covered in the oil, devil can't touch this vessel. Gotta keep it moving every mountain I level. Spirit in my step, watch me dance on the devil. Faith on swole like I live in the gym. Authority in Christ, not me but him. I'm a child of the king, no fear, no sin. I said amen and the whole world spins. I'm walking in authority. I'm walking in authority. I'm walking in authority. Yeah, that's the call on me. Covered by the blood, so the enemy is stopping me. Favor like a shield everywhere that I'm supposed to be. I'm walking in authority. I'm walking in authority. Moving with the Lord in me. Devils get to trembling every time they look at me. Dancing in a life, now I'm stepping where I'm born to be. I'm walking in authority. Hey, big faith, no dotted line with the mission. Holy Ghost fire, got the devil trying to listen. Trying to figure out why the blessing keep hitting. It's the power of the name, every chain gon' miss. And I'm bold with it, go with it, kingdom flow with it. When the battle get intense, I don't fold with it. I got angels on deck, yeah, the whole clip lit. Devil wanna throw shade, but he ain't gon' hit. I walk like David, pray like Paul, talk like Jesus when the enemy calls. Stand so tall, never scared, never fall. Authority in me, I got victory installed. Hey, step, step, victory walk with me. Blessings overflow and they fall on me. I'm rooted in the word, no war in me. Christ in my soul, that's the war in me. Take another step, giants fall instantly. Holy Spirit leading every move intentionally. No fear, cause the Lord put his strength in me. I walk with the crown on, froggy in authority. Yeah, that's a call on me. Covered by the blood, so the enemy ain't stopping me. Favor like a shield everywhere that I'm supposed to be. I'm walking in authority. I'm walking in authority. Moving with the Lord in me. Devils get to trembling every time they look at me. Destiny unlocked, now I'm stepping where I'm born to be. I'm walking in authority. By step, I'm climbing high. Left my baggage, kissed it goodbye. New shoes on my feet, scuffed the ground. Echoes of dreams, no longer bound.
The air up here is thin but sweet. Every stumble turns to beat. I'm moving on up
like George and Weezy. Life ain't perfect, but it's looking breezy. Up the ladder I go, can't make me queasy. Moving on up like George and Weezy.
Moving on up like George and Weezy. I built my bridge from scraps and fire. Burnt down, down, climb down the mire. Every brick laid was a piece of me. Now I'm dancing where the clouds can see. The air up here is thin but sweet. Every stumble turns to beat.
I'm moving on up like George and Weezy. Life ain't perfect, but it's looking breezy. Up the ladder I go, can't make me queasy. Moving on up like George and Weezy.
The Rise and Grind Morning Show is on. 419 The Grind.
Good morning, Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to the 419 Rise and Grind Morning Show. It's your host, your boy, Shawn Juan, in the studio with the Dr. Ladale.
Good morning, Toledo. Wake up.
In the studio with the 419 Rise and Grind producer himself, Jesse Coleman.
Good morning, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. And shout out to this amazing woman across the table from me. Yes. The Dr. P.
Thank you. I need him to come with me when I speak. I need you to introduce me. I like that.
You like
Thank
that?
You. Yes.
Yeah. I'm your hype man. Shout out to our sponsors, Pink Lady Cigar Club, Social Butterfly, Donetta Carter, Nickel Bar and Grill, Car Tier 1 Auto Sales, your computer needs of Toledo LLC, Jamaican Reggae Man, McCain Insurance, and KSM Mobile Laundry. So shout out to our sponsors. So
I think we need a 419 grind meeting at
Jamaican. I think so.
Yeah.
Is that a new spot?
Yeah.
Jamaican Reggae Kitchen.
Jamaican Reggae Kitchen, man, right on the Randall's Road.
Door to Reynolds.
Oh, can I go with y'all when y'all go?
Oh my God.
I'll be there Sunday, but I'll be working.
Oh, you'll be working.
Oh, you'll be working.
Oh, so this,
I get free meal.
No.
I gotta carry equipment.
Right. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I gotta carry a microphone for you, brother, just like this.
I'll bring the headphones.
You guys are missing out if you have not gotten over to Jamaican Reggae. They cabbage is banging. They got a stir-fry cabbage.
Oh, I love cabbage.
And they got some jerk chicken and some oxtails. And some,
had me.
Oh,
cornbread.
sweet potatoes, all that, man.
Okay. They got plantains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love me some plantain.
Oh, my God.
And have you ever had mofongo
No.
with plantain? Oh, man.
Mofongo is like a.
It's plantain. It's like mashed plantain. And they got a gravy and
They dip it in the gravy.
Yeah, man.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just
See
like
how
that.
you learn new stuff
Monty
every day?
said he'll be carrying a fork and knife.
Right.
That's not a part of the.
Monty, call your sister. I want to go with you.
Man, this has been an amazing show, Dr. P. You have blessed us with your presence.
No, y'all bless me.
But you know what? We have amazing women that come on this show, right? And I just like to sit back and eat sometimes. Like, so when y'all kicking that knowledge, I just like to sit back and be like, yeah, that's what's
that's
up.
dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah.
Because sometimes we just need to be quiet, man. Just be quiet and listen. You'll learn a lot just by listening. You ain't always got to go back and forth with her. Just ask her two things. When she say, we need to talk, just simply say, do you want my advice or do you want me to just listen? So guess
You know
what?
Okay, so my guy does that, and sometimes I'll be like, I just need to vent. I don't need, because every time I try to, like, if I say something, his thing is to offer a solution. That's one thing that I had to learn about, like, a good man. And I'm like, no. I don't need a solution. I just need to vent. And I had to say that. And a lot of people don't, because I would get frustrated, like, is he trying to tell me what to do? No, that's his job to find a solution to my problem. I just wanted to cuss people out in the
Right.
But you know that it is very refreshing, because I have someone who also will just ask simple questions.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes, you do. That's why I can't say the.
Okay, listen, because y'all smiling like y'all know who it is. Y'all tell me.
They don't.
Oh,
I don't. We don't. We don't. But I used.
I love that though. You know what? Okay, so
out of respect, I used to call her the lovely, beautiful Dr. Ladale. I had cut that out because I don't ever want to offend someone else. So now she just Dr. Dale. That's just it, Dr. Dale.
But
I could tell she's happy. Look at the smile. Look at us. Isn't it the best thing to be loved properly after you've experienced love in like some of the most toxic ways?
Ooh,
yes, it's very.
That's a topic and show by itself.
Yes, it's so peaceful.
Yeah, that creative cutie discussion is good.
You don't have enough to be like such and such is my man.
Right,
it's like no, because we already know. Yeah. Yep.
And I think that, like, so the last couple days I was off. So yesterday he sent me a message and he said, "You all right?" I was like, "What you mean?" And he said, "You've been off." And I realized, us ladies, we have our times where, we off. But the fact that you saw that, and it didn't shift the way you responded to me. You weren't offended. You just wanted to know that I was okay.
Right.
And I told him, I said, I appreciate the fact that you didn't see that as me switching up, me acting funny. It was simply the fact that, are you okay? You've been moving a little different.
Right.
And it really wasn't that I was moving different. It's just, this just was that moment where,
just that moment, right.
Emotions is all over the place, but I kept moving forward because there's work to be done.
Right.
But you saw the shift, like you say, the mask that you have to, once you take that mask off, when that person sees you for real, then they're able to say, okay, let's talk.
Let's talk. And they don't run.
Don't run.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, let's sit in it.
Ooh, wait.
Let's talk about it. Yep.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It's that time. We got to get out of here. Dr. P, what we normally like to do when we end the show is we like to leave people with something that will help them make it through the day, to motivate them or encourage them. What would you like to say to the people that are watching right now and listening?
I always end everything with "I love y'all double time," because I know that there are people that never hear it, and they don't feel it, and so I need folks to just kind of dig deep and love on people. And it doesn't, and love is not and I'm not talking about love in a sexual type of way, but love is intimate in friendships and when you care about people. So when I say I love y'all double time, that means I want the best for you and I want you to win. So that's what I want to leave with. I want everybody to win.
Right. Absolutely. Dr. Ladale, what would you like to say?
So I'm going to continue with that. And when showing love, take the time to express that love with someone, but take time with them. Sometimes you can't just say, hey, I love you and spend 5 minutes. Right. Sometimes you have to be unselfish and give people additional time because they just need it.
Right, absolutely.
And it doesn't mean that you have to go and fix anything.
Right.
You just have to go and be.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes it's just your presence that someone needs that time. There are people going through things. There are people hurting, and they don't want material things. Sometimes they just need somebody to be right there with them in that moment.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Jesse, what do you want to say?
Thanking everybody for watching. Have a good day. No, I'm just playing. No, my theme this year is make it count. So whatever you do, make it count. And like Sierra said when she was on the show, do it scared.
Right.
Do it scared.
Yeah, because you never know what could happen.
Absolutely. Let me leave you with this, ladies and gentlemen. I always want you to remember that you are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. Because greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. So make it a great day on purpose. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we are out. And Jesse, before we end, where can they find us again?
Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. But after the show out, you can find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you find your favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day on purpose. We are out. Peace.
Catching that walleye. Toledo, where we at? Got my boots in the mud.